Good morning, warriors. We're going to call this installment Queendom Wednesday. I have on just a crown, and you can build one too, or maybe you have an invisible crown that makes you a queen. We were born to be queens. I believe that with every fiber of my being. My partner in crime is meditating and doing her thing, and she'll be in to join us shortly. But I wanted to speak to you a little bit about being a queen and what it means to you. And maybe you will share some of those suggestions. But for me, being a queen is understanding when to pick your battles, when to use your voice, when to have grace. A lady always knows when to exit a room, and she definitely knows when to take charge of a room. At least I do. Sometimes life, and I would say most times, life will give you challenges that seem insurmountable. Personally, professionally, I would challenge you to challenge yourself to keep moving forward. I think it's imperative that we move through all of it, because the only way through is with faith and sense of self. 2020 and even before 2020 brought many challenges to all of us, and it made it, I would say, stronger for some of us, teachable moments for most of us. But it showed that we could be resilient in the face of fire and adversity. So many things going on today that's been going on in yesteryear that has now just come to the forefront. If you hear that grumbling, that's my tummy. That's just sheer caffeine working it out. By the way, Sister Boulevard was one of my very first productions. We shot it in Detroit, Michigan. Great city, amazing city, older than the country itself. If you ever have an opportunity to go there, you should. Dispel all of the rumors and the torrid, stories that you may have heard. Great people, lovely people. They make you feel warm inside. Greek town, Mexican town, Eastern market. Those are some of my old haunts anyways. So back to being a queen. I don't know what it means to you, but it's understanding yourself every single moment that you can. Accepting your failures and understand that they are teachable moments so you can move forward and really just get a grander sense of the challenges that will still come your way, but how you respond to them will be vastly different than you did in the past. And I think that's the important thing. Being a queen, invisible or not, which, by the way, this was purchased at, Party City. Didn't cost a lot, but the head in which it rests on is invaluable. I think it's invaluable because it has many experiences, life choices. I have something to say, as I'm sure you do. I want to let you know that you are a queen and that you are powerful. You are colorful. You are vibrant. You are a giver of life. If you have children, these are your seeds of legacy that you put forth in the world. very powerful thing that we own and that we have, and that we're blessed to move forward with that. Never devalue yourself because someone thinks something of you that you know to your core you are not. And even if there's a hint of truth, never let it devalue you. Only let it inspire you to be better, stronger, fiercer. Find your fire, find your tribe, find your sisterhood. I think so many movements from the earliest of times to present day, where the movements bound us together for a cause. But I think sometimes what is missing is also the camaraderie of sisterhood. To intimately know each other and embrace each other, to understand each other, to have each other's back, not to give the side glance when one is just so berated by others. I think it's up to us to give us a chance and to know our self-worth. Understand that being a queen comes with high responsibility. We set the bar high for ourselves. We shouldn't accept anything less because that's who we are. Whether we aspire to be mothers out there in the workforce, movers and shakers, wives, or otherwise, we are a force to be reckoned with. I think it's imperative, and it's long overdue, that we show this to the world, and especially here in this country. It's imperative that it's not just about an award show and wearing a ribbon to show a night of solidarity, but this should be a lifetime of solidarity, starting with our daughters, our friends' daughters, our sisters' daughters. We lift them up. We raise them up. In doing so, you raise yourself up, you level up, and there becomes a self-awareness even more so moving forward. I have 2 children, one a daughter and one a son, and I take that job fiercely, seriously. Protection, yes. Discipline, always. Loving, endlessly. I'm sure they have many things to say about me raising them up, as most children do. But for me, it was an honor to raise amazing children, to try to shape them into fine human beings, no matter what their occupations are. I think that it was imperative that I wanted them to understand that their moral compass was intact. Being a mother of color and raising children whose complexion is lighter than mine did not prove to be a challenge, but also an honor. But it also came with we'll call addendums, that they would not be seen in this country as necessarily children that are privileged or come with privilege, that their hue and their skin tone would be judged and questioned. And for that, they have handled it most exceptional from the very youngest of age. So if I had anything to do with that foundation, which I think it did, I am most proud that they handled themselves accordingly in this lifetime. in moving forward in all the endeavors that they come across, and all of their challenges that they face and will face moving forward. But time is up for the disparaging of one's culture, race, religion, sexual orientation. We are but one people. We are human beings. We are heavily flawed, but we're amazing. And when we work together, we are freaking amazing. Much like this crown that I wear, much like the crown you wear. What is happening now is incredible, interesting times that we are living in. And I love that. I absolutely love that, because we are awakening, as we said in Sunday brunch. We are awakening with such vigor and understanding. And I believe that there is hope. Where there is faith, even as small as a mustard seed, there is hope. And I look to see a brighter tomorrow. Boy, that sounded like a campaign speech, didn't it? Yeah. Not running for anything. Just love being a queen. And I hope you love being a queen too, in your own right. I'd like to hear from several of you today as to what queen means to you. What is your self-awareness? What makes you a queen? So many life lessons learned, so many yet to learn. I used to always look quizzically at my mother when I was a young girl, and she would say, the older I get, the less I know. I get it. I find myself going a lot. And there's like 50 years going on here, and you think, with so many things that you've experienced and all of the wonderment and sometimes tragic events that happen in your life, you would become more enlightened. You do, but also quizzical as to how are we in 2020, and there are so many things that are going on to the negative in the world. How is it that there is so much hate? But the only thing that can drive that out is love. And yes, that is a difficult thing as we watch what seems to be an eternal reality show of shootings and horrific people that goes on. The second queen has arrived. It's about her being a queen as well. I was just telling them and raising them to the challenge of queenness and what queen means to them.
Yes.
I did not give them the queen challenge as of yet. I was waiting for you.
Thank you. Hold on, let me. My
And
crown
here you are.
Needs to be a little straight.
So she's adjusting her crown, which I really should be doing for her, and that's what we should do. Sister queens should always adjust each other's crown.
Alrighty.
But we're here, and it's here. And good morning.
The queen has arrived.
There it is. There it is. Yay. So I've been droning on about being a queen and being a mother and life challenges and how we get through it. And when we get to the other side, it can be amazing with so many life lessons to be learned, teachable moments. Mm-hmm. It doesn't come without broken hearts sometimes.
Broken hearts.
And pain, things that you think you would never recover from, but you do.
Things you would have never thought you'd go through, but you do.
True story.
Yeah.
I was also telling them, I was reminded of something that my mom said to me when I was a young girl about the older she got, the less she understood.
Yes.
And I see myself, as I said to them, looking quizzically at the world. I'm like, we're in 2020, and how in the world are we in such turmoil? But that's because we've ignored our past
Mm-hmm.
atrocities,
Mm-hmm.
and we didn't level up. Um, I
We
think
thought it was someone else's job.
we did, and I think we thought that I don't know, that apologies need not be spoken.
Mm-hmm.
It was very um, apologetically
Mm-hmm.
um, just looked over and said,
Yeah,
let's just move on from that.
this wasn't us. This
Yes,
was them.
it was them. But what did you say in when we were driving yesterday, or it was a couple of days ago, and you
Uh,
said something. It was a great example about um,
I'm like, oh, I don't
someone
know.
being
We
an
talk a lot. I might not remember.
well, it was, it was on the lines of what you were speaking about. It's not our fault that something happened, and you said, well, what about being, I think you compared it to alcoholism. Do you remember what you said about you can't blame
The
your
other part.
parents or
Yeah, you can't
oh
like. I don't remember what
it
I
was really
said.
good.
I
It was really
don't.
good. It was really great. It was placing blame
Yeah, we
is what
can't
it
place
was.
blame. And I do believe that the world mirrors back to us what is within ourselves.
Mm,
So, the chaos that we're seeing out here is because we haven't cleaned the chaos up in here.
true story.
And I do believe that if we change one person transforms, it helps to transform the whole. So if each one of us really does empower ourselves, I know that that's spoken a lot out there, but every time we blame someone else, we're giving that power away.
Yeah.
And when we take responsibility for what's happening out here, what's happening within us, we can make a change. I grew up feeling too small or helpless. Like, well, what can I do about equal rights? Or prejudice or the homeless. I was a child that had a really big heart, and all of what was happening in the world overwhelmed me, and it kind of broke me because I didn't think I could do anything. And now, finally, I'm learning just those small things that I can do make a difference. It really does. It does domino effect. And if everybody did, whoa, that would be off the chains, right? Like it would really change everything.
Yeah.
If everyone took that kind of personal responsibility for what's happening instead of putting it off on government, politicians, the police, whatever. If we all did our part and cleaned up our side of the street, then all the streets would be cleaned.
What does that mean? Clean it up. What do
Um,
you do?
that means that when you are out and about and you hear some form of prejudice, you speak up, you don't stay quiet.
But it's so systemic. And
That
and they've and
yes, it
those
is.
that are on the other side,
It
they're
has to
very
change.
subtle.
Yeah.
Someone with my complexion, I see it. And but I may be called an angry black woman instead of understanding it for what it is. And I tell you,
It's
my
true.
children taught me that. I mean, I would dare say 30 years ago, I just thought, I didn't get the position because there was someone who was better qualified, or, I mean, all of these things, because I wanted to honestly believe that we were so beyond there. There's so many people that died for,
Right.
um, for a better life for people of my complexion,
Yeah.
for men and women of my complexion, for my children, for relationships to happen, all of these things. And it was supposed to be better.
Right.
But being, in your 20s, you're slapped hard, understanding that that's just not the case. And what a rude awakening when my children said, Mom, seriously, no, you understand that it's not a level playing field. I'm like,
It's not.
and maybe that's looking through the lenses of, being part of European culture,
Mm-hmm.
and and blending it with American culture and wanting it so badly to be level.
Right, because we say, that's what this country is about. So you came here believing that at first, right?
I don't know, because I mean, when you're young and you're holding onto your mom's hand, she's, your parents are superheroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some of us, not all. Some are villains. But for the most part, when you look up to them, and even when they are villains, they're still something bigger than you, and they're to be revered or feared, one of the two, right? And in my case, it was both. Okay, I feared the woman. Okay, I feared this queen. But you just, I don't know, you think that they're going to protect you from everything, and then your first lessons is when you go to school and you have the people that look at you differently because you're darker, or the mean girls because you're not wearing the latest and the greatest,
right? Yeah.
So our everything that our fathers or our mothers, or collectively both, have told us for like 5 years, that we're amazing and we're smart and we're beautiful, is quickly dismissed by society. We learn to become cautious and hardened by the things that people say. And I even dare say adults that, will breed that into their children, and so their children are going to behave the way their parents do.
Definitely.
So that, I find quite revealing. As much as you and I have a sisterhood, and I mean, and a true sisterhood and queendom, the fields are not level.
No,
you can walk into any institution or whatever, and they're like, okay, white chick, right?
Right.
I walk in and they're like, wait for it, wait for it. What will she sound like? How will she handle the situation?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be anyone's token anything. I am a queen, and I am a unique queen, as we all are.
Exactly.
So that's the only way that I would want to be to set apart, is because I have my own thoughts and ideas and my own passion, here. But to be a token anything disturbs me greatly. Don't like the word. I don't like the word articulate.
Right?
Yeah, don't like the word articulate. I have learned to loathe the word exotic.
Although you are.
I find
I'm exotic.
Yeah, but it's different on this side.
I think the thing is those compliments, because of the inequality that is out there and that you've experienced, got turned into something that's not a compliment, because it was like, oh, well, aren't you unique? I didn't expect that from a person of color.
Exactly.
That you would be articulate.
Right.
Yeah. And that's so stupid. Like,
well, it is, because then it just becomes an experiment. Like, I'm someone's, scientific experiment. I will date her, which, by the way, available. Oh, available.
Available.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, yeah.
Yes, you
okay,
are.
Yeah.
Sorry. She's available.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so no, but you just don't want to be the experiment to a company, professionally, right? Or an experiment to someone personally. You just want to be, the person that you are, and they think, oh, cool chick,
good fit, yeah,
nice fit, nice vibes, I'm feeling it, skills, I'm loving it, and it's great. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so, when will we get there, and how do we get that systemic change? Because we absolutely need it.
We do.
And I think really the onus is more on us, like us white people, to fight for it, step up and fight, to step up and say, we demand this.
Yeah. I think to be quiet is to be complicit.
It is. And honestly, as you know my history, my stories, a lot of them, my family, it has a lot of blending in it.
Yes.
my adoptive family. So I've grown up with diversity. I grew up right outside of the DC area.
Mhm.
I love diversity.
DC.
I've got diverse friends. I always have. I've dated.
Ew, when you just said that,
Okay.
cringe-worthy. I have
It is,
diverse
I guess
friends.
I do.
My best
though.
friends are like white and Asian and like gay.
I really, from a young age, have always just, I guess I'm just trying to, yeah, I know. Is that like a Karen moment? But I'm trying to give history so that people understand.
But I think just in the way
But
you
no,
speak,
I just wanted
it
to
was
say,
saying,
go into my ignorance, even though I was
oh,
surrounded. So
okay,
give me
go
a
ahead.
break.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, she's such a hard
Ass.
Yeah, but I love her. And I like that she is that way with me because it makes me grow. And that's what queens do. They love and are truthful and
Okay.
then still love.
All right, speak your truth.
So when George Floyd was murdered and people finally, it was like a collective aha, and on a large scale, people
on your side.
Yes.
This was just a continuation,
For your
starting
side,
with
yes.
Emmett Till,
Yeah.
To current day Jacob Blake.
Well, and even, we knew and would be like, well, at least that, like, that's wrong. That needs to change. But this was like everyone, like it, for whatever reason, it just, the timing of it, it was a big, huge wake up. And so
for you,
for us, yeah, I know. And it just, she gonna spank me. Just kidding. But I was on purpose, like, reading more, listening even deeper, harder. And I remember reading a really wonderful article by a woman who had graduated from Harvard, and she, even getting into Harvard, people were like, you don't mean like the Harvard, and would say things to her. And it just made me realize how deep it went, the enormity of the scope of prejudice that still exists in our country. And even I was like, this is so much bigger, deeper, far reaching than I realized. And was like, this needs to be our last stand. Like, we need to pick up and really stand beside and draw the line.
Yeah.
Draw the line. And I guess I was shocked because it is 2020, and I was like, how is this?
Yeah.
How is this?
Yeah.
Still here? How have we not pulled out that weed by its roots?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm not asking for pity. Mm-mm. And I don't want apologies. It's change time.
It's change time.
Time is up.
Ooh, I just got chills. It's change time.
It's change time. And it's time to level up. Mm-hmm. It's time to make the changes. This whole ideology of being afraid of the black man, I guess.
What?
I guess I would assume, or being, afraid of the black people. I guess if you have beat something down so long, and mm-hmm. for so hard, then yes, they may look like they are on the defense all the time. Mm-hmm. That's the narrative that you created. That's the monster you created.
Right.
But we're not monsters. You understand that? We are cautious. We are a loving people. Mm-hmm. We are beautiful in different hues of color. We have diversity in our own ranks. And you are my sister. And we need and we want your voice. Not because, mm-hmm. It's trendy, but because it's the right thing to do, because we're human beings.
That, we talked about that yesterday, yeah. And we thought, there's no way, there's no mental gymnastics that anyone can do around this anymore.
Right.
Yeah. And
yeah. Serious as my military person said to me, they have this saying in the military, You lead, you follow, or get the freak out of the way. And so, whichever one, you must do it. But again, to be quiet is to be complicit.
Yeah, it is.
So,
what did I post yesterday on Insta? That picture of you,
yeah,
me, and my lovely
and the love of your life,
Korean boyfriend,
which is absolutely, he's an amazing gentleman. So, the challenge to you is we're gonna wrap it up. The challenge to you is find your crown. And we want to see a photo of it with yourself in black and white, but in all your glory. And it can be a crown of flowers. It can be your crown in glory, your hair. It can be anything, but we'd like to see that posted on either the Woman Strong, it's woman_strong 2019, or on Trinity Films Productions. Want to see it. Want to see your crown.
Hashtag I'm a queen.
I'm a queen. Absolutely. Because you are. And you are amazing. And you are beautiful. And you are loved. Find your tribe. We're part of it. We may not know you personally, but we know you. We know you and we got you. And remember that for today, right?
Yeah.
Also, on Sunday, we need some help kind of making our menu for this Sunday's brunch. So if you have any ideas, anything that you'd like us to cook or something like you want to see made, don't get too chefy with us because, you know, we do what we can. But we'd like to see that too. Running a little long this morning because we had a lot to discuss, and my sister Queen came in a little late, so I started without her, but still love her. Anyways, you guys have an amazing day.
Like
and go seek your queendom and rule it well.
Rule it well.
Yes.
With grace.
Yes. Ciao. Cheers. And
it's still going.
And it's just still going.